I'm going to be making two videos on this topic based off a video by Chael Sonnen, Tito the World Champion. And for this first one, it's about Mundane Matt. I know it's going to sound really weird as someone like Tito Ortiz and Mundane Matt would have virtually nothing in common. But there may be a common misconception, or at least it's mine. So might be a little projecting. Chael Sonnen says in this where a fan asks him something along the lines, is Tito Ortiz the most delusional person in the world? And Chael talks about all the pros of being delusional. That you would wake up every day, even if everything was wrong. Yeah, you might see where I'm going with this, and feel like everything is all right. And the first person that I thought of when I came across this topic, who, even if everything was going wrong, would be Mundane Matt. And I'm not going to bother looking up. There was a conversation that Mundane Matt did with Mr. Medicare right after, I'm trying to remember, it was the Free Speech Skeptic Bust of a Convention. I'm trying to remember the name. Kilroy, the convention, where for Mundane Matt's panel there was less than 10 people there. And Matt, I remember thinking at the time, to his credit, was, while Matt was being picked apart by Mr. Medicare in like an interview where he was talking about where Jim tore apart everything wrong with Kilroy, and Matt sitting there, just he's taking it, but he's responding as best professionally he could. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's a talent. But then when I thought back yesterday, when I'm watching Chael Sonnen's thoughts about delusion, where you would convince yourself that you'd be self-unaware, it wouldn't be a talent, it would just be a perception. It's like if you, I don't know, like hooked up someone to a, a lie detector. Don't explain to me the science of that, but, I'm told that there's a lot of flaws in those, but you get my point when I say words coming out of their mouth that every time you'd talk, you'd be right. And maybe that is Matt Jarbo's situation, because with Matt, for example, the leaked audio tapes for anyone who's bothered listening to them, Matt talks as if in each of these situations, his friends, people like Sargon of Akkad, people, let's pause a moment. Let's pause to go take a look at our buddy Sargon for a minute. How is Sargon doing? Because Matt talked about as if he were slipping. Okay. 143, 243, nearly 1 million subscribers. He'll maybe get there by the end of the year, God be willing. 200, 300. In contrast, for Mundane Matt, Matt nearly has 131,000 subscribers. Now, whether those are legit or not, let's assume even half. 50,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 3,000. Let's go back. Let's do Jesus Christ, Matt. What the fuck is that about? Toothpaste and whatever. A sexy Mr. Rogers for Halloween, a month before October. Okay, Matt. We'll put the cap at about 5,000? Yeah, 5,000 seems fair. I'll be super generous. See, 6,000 is the absolute ceiling in like about a month or two back. How's that sound? Or 8,000. No, here we go. We're trying to be fair to our good boy Matt. 9,000 seems to be 2 weeks ago. 10K, about a tenth. And I understand my views are down, Matt. In fact, I'm probably going to put this on my sad channel, so it's not going to do fantastically well. That has to be a delusion that, in spite of your house being on fire, the people who can help you the most are your friends. That, to some degree, in some way, shape, and form, I understand that Sargon made Matt make an apology for all the flagging he did, and then later on, Matt, to the best of my knowledge, tried to say, well, I was pressured. And I had to wonder, because I'm trying to think about it tactically. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to go out of your way to hurt the thing that could help you the most. And it has to be a delusion that Matt Jarbo, and I'm not a doctor, it's just a guess. We might even call it an uneducated guess. I've never taken a class on doctors at all. But it just seems to be that's, why else would you hurt the only thing that could help you in this case? And usually when I look at Matt, it's not because I generally want everyone, I like a good comeback story. And seeing the same people being the repetitive punching bag over and over again gets boring. I'd rather see change. And if I woke up one day and Matt Jarbo had some measure of, I guess, we'll be tacky, we'll call it redemption. Because everybody deserves a second chance. But it's also astounded me on how little the man's done to get that. And fact, he seems to have doubled and tripled and quadrupled down on every time he screws up, throws up his hands and acts as if, well, what have I done? And I have to ask, is Mundane Matt better off being delusional? Because when I assumed to be professionalism, the one talent where he was able to sit there and present things in the best light possible, that's just strictly delusion. If you removed that delusion from Matt Jarbo, aka Mundane Matt, what would you have? You might not have anything of a man. You might have someone even more empty than he already is. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.